So I've been having a problem with these capacitor-based dash cameras, and I don't know if it applies to only this lineup, or if there are other capacitor-based dash cameras that are affected with this problem. And this is the A118C, also known as the B40C, and it uses a capacitor in place of a battery to power the camera, so it only has enough charge to save the last recorded video file when powered off. This is the A119, so it's a successor to this camera. And this is the A119 version 1. And these two cameras are the cameras that I have a problem with the battery inside. There's the RTC battery. And then this one is the A119 is the V2, so the second generation. And then this is the A119 V3, so this is the current generation. And the lens is a little bit different. This is a fixed lens. And these two have wobble lenses that you can adjust. You can actually see the lens wobble fix that I have in another video of mine in both the V2 and the V1, since they both have adjustable angle lenses. I'm actually going to open up the camera right now. There's just 4 screws right here, and then you can just pry it open. And as you can see, there's this little battery underneath here that's in charge of the date keeping. And the only way to replace this is to unsolder these two terminals and then get a battery of the same type with the solder tabs and resolder it in. And the average person probably will not be able to get this replaced themselves, because this is a very hard to solder area and the tolerance is very tight. And the problem with these two cameras right now is that the RTC battery inside that is responsible for saving the date and the time is going bad. So if I do not drive the car for around 2 days and it doesn't get powered on, and there's no charge for the RTC battery, it just resets. For this camera specifically, it restarts to a date in 2016. And basically, when that happens, anything that was recorded after the 2016 date does not get overwritten, because the camera doesn't want to overwrite a video with the 2020 date stamp if the video that is on the camera right now, or the date that it is currently recording at, is in 2016. So I actually found this issue when I had a close call with someone and I tried to retrieve the footage. I plugged it in, and the last video that was saved was a couple months prior. So everything that happened after the battery reset, after the RTC battery was depleted, before it had enough time to recharge again, was lost. The only reason why you would install a dash camera is to protect yourself. So if you get into an accident, you can actually pull out the memory card and look at the footage. But with these two cameras, if you don't check up on it every day, and every time you start up the car to check that the date has not been reset, and if you don't format the memory card almost every day or every other day, then you would not have that footage to rely on. So I'm not sure if there is a firmware workaround where they could just have a new firmware where it replicates a camera that I've had previously. And that is the G1WC. The RTC battery is dead on that too, but everything recorded on that day gets saved. So basically the camera just resets back to January 1st, 2000, but every time you drive the car, the newest video footage replaces the old footage on the camera, so you never lose footage in case you get into an accident on that day. I realized that these two cameras are pretty old. They're either from 2015 to 2017, that most people will just recommend replacing the camera, but I'm not sure if these two cameras will run into the issue in the future. For this one, I actually don't care about because the video quality is not that great and it has a lens focus issue. This actually was purchased after my G1WC, and this video footage is actually worse than that of the G1WC, which was a 2014 camera. For this though, the video footage is actually pretty good. It records at 1440p. It's actually pretty comparable to the cameras that are on the market today. So rather than buying a new camera, if they can actually just fix it, have a firmware fix, then that would actually be a pretty good idea and they could implement it into the newer cameras.